Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak about something far deeper than wealth, status, or the clothes we wear. I want to talk about the essence of who we truly are. We often judge people by their appearance, their achievements, or the words they speak. But in reality, none of these can define a person. The truth lies in something far more profound, in their character. Begins with a simple yet profound truth. The character of a person is far more important than any external achievement. Society often measures success by wealth, status, or public recognition, but these are mere reflections on the surface. True identity lies deeper, rooted in the choices we make when no one is observing. Each decision we take, each action we perform, slowly shapes the essence of who we are. Character is not something inherited or bought. It is cultivated through daily practice, discipline, and awareness. It is tested in moments of challenge, when shortcuts tempt us, when honesty demands courage, and when integrity calls for sacrifice. In these quiet, unseen moments, the foundation of character is laid. Every individual faces crossroads in life where decisions can define or compromise them. It could be a small act of honesty, such as returning something lost that could easily be kept, or speaking the truth even when a lie might be convenient. It could be showing kindness to someone who cannot repay it, standing firm in your principles when pressure mounts, or demonstrating patience when anger or frustration arises. These seemingly small actions are the bricks that build the structure of a person's true identity. Over time, these choices accumulate into habits, habits into values, and values into a character that shines brighter than any title or accolade. Character also demands self-awareness. Understanding one's strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies allows a person to navigate life with authenticity. A person with strong character does not pretend to be flawless. They embrace imperfections while striving to improve. They understand that humility is not weakness, but a recognition of their own humanity. They know that respect is earned, not demanded, and that empathy bridges the gap between individuals and communities. Character is reflected in how one treats those with less power, less privilege, or less recognition, and in how one honors commitments when no one is watching. Furthermore, character influences every aspect of life, from personal relationships to professional success. A person with integrity becomes trustworthy, attracting opportunities and building lasting connections. Their words align with their actions, creating a sense of reliability and confidence among peers, friends, and family. When challenges arise, their character ensures resilience, guiding them to make ethical choices even under pressure. In a world that often glorifies shortcuts and temporary gains, a strong character stands as a beacon of stability, drawing respect and admiration naturally rather than forcing it through external displays. It is also important to remember that character is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Every day offers a new chance to refine, strengthen, and expand one's inner moral compass. Mistakes are inevitable, but they are also opportunities to learn, reflect, and grow. Choosing courage over fear, compassion over indifference, and honesty over deceit reinforces the identity that society cannot fabricate or take away. Character cannot be imitated, nor can it be borrowed. It must be earned through conscious effort, reflection, and action. Ultimately, the essence of character is its invisibility to the casual observer, but its profound impact on the world. A person's true identity is revealed not in public accolades, but in the consistency of their values, the integrity of their actions, and the sincerity of their intentions. While external achievements may fade or be forgotten, the character a person cultivates leaves a lasting impression that shapes the perception of others and the legacy they leave behind. It is the invisible force that defines who we truly are, guiding our choices, shaping our relationships, and determining the kind of life we lead. Emphasizes that true identity is revealed through actions and choices, not through appearances or words alone. In everyday life, it is easy to be impressed by superficial qualities such as charm, looks, or material possessions, but these are fleeting and often misleading. What endures, what truly matters, is the strength of one's character. It is in the consistency of our behavior, the integrity of our decisions, and the courage to act rightly even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Each choice we make, whether visible to others or private, contributes to the mosaic of our identity. Life continually presents situations that test our values, patience, and perseverance, and how we respond to these tests defines who we truly are. Challenges and adversities are among the most powerful teachers of character. When circumstances are easy, anyone can act with virtue, but it is in times of struggle that true qualities are revealed. A person may face situations where taking the easier path would provide immediate comfort, yet it may conflict with their principles. The decision to remain honest, to remain compassionate, or to act responsibly under pressure requires inner strength. It is in these moments that character is forged, like steel strengthened by fire. Over time, such choices shape a person's reputation, not through words or promises, but through demonstrated integrity and resilience. Moreover, character is not only tested in extraordinary situations, but also in the ordinary, everyday actions that go unnoticed. The way a person treats service workers, respects time, or responds to minor frustrations reveals much more than grand gestures ever could. Small acts of kindness, patience, and honesty accumulate, quietly building a solid foundation of trust and respect. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to reflect who we are at our core, and repeated choices of virtue gradually become the habits that define us. Character grows in the spaces between challenges, in the consistency of good conduct, and in the discipline to act according to one's principles, even when it is inconvenient. Self-reflection is another crucial aspect of building true identity. A person who understands themselves deeply, acknowledging both strengths and weaknesses, is better equipped to act with authenticity. They recognize that character is not static. It requires continual attention, growth, and refinement. The willingness to learn from mistakes, to apologize sincerely, and to adapt without compromising values demonstrates humility and maturity. Such self-awareness enables individuals to maintain balance in life, to navigate moral dilemmas with clarity, and to respond to setbacks without losing sight of their principles. True identity is rooted in this awareness and the courage to act upon it consistently. Character also profoundly influences relationships and societal contributions. People gravitate toward those who are genuine, dependable, and morally grounded. Trust, respect, and admiration are earned through repeated demonstrations of integrity, empathy, and responsibility. In professional and personal life alike, strong character enables collaboration, inspires confidence, and cultivates meaningful connections. Conversely, when words are not matched by actions, or when selfish motives guide behavior, the illusion of identity crumbles, leaving only disappointment and mistrust. The impact of character extends beyond the individual, shaping communities and the collective values that bind society together. Finally, cultivating character is a lifelong endeavor. It is not defined by a single act of courage or kindness, but by a consistent pattern of choices that align with one's values. The process requires conscious effort, reflection, and the courage to confront personal flaws. Every day presents opportunities to demonstrate integrity, compassion, and responsibility, reinforcing the true identity that cannot be manufactured or borrowed. A person's actions, shaped by their principles, leave a lasting imprint on the world, far beyond what material success or fleeting recognition can achieve. Explores the profound idea that the essence of a person cannot be judged by outward appearances or temporary successes, but only through the measure of their character. Life often tempts us to focus on what is visible, what is easy to display, and what brings immediate recognition. Yet these are mere reflections, shadows of true identity. The reality is that who we are is defined not by accolades or possessions, but by how we act consistently in alignment with our principles. Character reveals itself in choices made under pressure, in honesty maintained despite inconvenience, and in kindness extended even when it is neither noticed nor rewarded. These moments, small or large, cumulatively shape the legacy of a person and distinguish authenticity from pretense. It is essential to understand that character is built through repeated decisions over time. Every day, life presents situations that challenge patience, integrity, and courage. It may be a decision to resist gossip, to honor a promise, or to act ethically in professional circumstances. The choices we make in these moments define us more than any public achievement ever could. While education and talent can create opportunity, and wealth or status may provide influence, these elements alone cannot cultivate trust or respect. Only the consistent demonstration of honesty, reliability, and moral courage establishes a person's true identity. The value of such character is timeless and extends far beyond immediate recognition or reward. Adversity is one of the most revealing forces of character. When challenges arise, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when shortcuts beckon, the decisions a person makes expose the depth of their inner strength. Choosing integrity over convenience, compassion over indifference, and responsibility over avoidance requires fortitude. It is in these difficult moments that character is tested and refined. Those who face hardships with courage, who maintain their principles under pressure, and who rise to meet challenges without compromising their values, demonstrate a true inner strength that cannot be fabricated or faked. Such individuals inspire not through their possessions or titles, but through the example of their actions and decisions. Character is also evident in the treatment of others. How a person interacts with those who have no power to affect their life, how they respond to criticism, and how they behave in moments of anonymity reveals the essence of their identity. Kindness, respect, and empathy are not superficial traits. They are the reflections of an ethical and grounded heart. A person of character does not seek to impress others, but acts rightly because it is the natural expression of who they are. They understand that reputation is built over years through repeated demonstrations of virtue and can be lost in an instant through inconsistency or selfishness. Every encounter, whether significant or seemingly trivial, is an opportunity to reflect one's true self. Self-discipline and self-reflection play critical roles in shaping character. A person must be willing to evaluate their own behavior, acknowledge mistakes, and strive continually to align actions with values. Growth is a constant process, requiring both courage and humility. Recognizing one's shortcomings is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, for it enables a person to refine their actions and strengthen their moral compass. The ability to act rightly despite fear, discomfort, or external pressures is the hallmark of a person whose identity is rooted in character, rather than in superficial markers of success. The influence of strong character extends beyond the individual. It impacts families, communities, and society at large. Integrity fosters trust, kindness builds connections, and courage inspires others to act honorably. Conversely, the absence of character, even in those with wealth, education, or status, undermines relationships, corrodes trust, and diminishes true achievement. Character is the foundation upon which meaningful, lasting influence is built. The thread that ties personal actions to a larger legacy emphasizes that the measure of a person's life is not determined by wealth, fame, or outward appearances, but by the integrity and strength of their character. Society often celebrates accomplishments that are visible and tangible, yet true identity resides in qualities that cannot be seen at first glance. A person's values, their ability to remain honest under pressure, their willingness to act with compassion, and the consistency of their choices reveal who they really are. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the narrative of one's life, and over time, these actions define the reputation and legacy a person leaves behind. Character is the invisible force that shapes decisions, guides interactions, and determines how others perceive and remember us. Life presents countless opportunities to test character. Some challenges are obvious and dramatic, while others are subtle and ordinary. Each moment, whether a public success or a private choice, carries the potential to reveal the essence of a person. For example, returning a lost item to its rightful owner, being truthful even when a lie could bring advantage, offering help without expectation of reward, or maintaining calm and respect in difficult situations demonstrates strength of character. These seemingly small moments often speak louder than grand gestures because they reflect a person's values without pretense. Consistency in ethical behavior, rather than occasional acts of virtue, establishes a foundation of trustworthiness and respect that cannot be earned through appearances or words alone. Character is also shaped by how one responds to failure and adversity. Life inevitably presents setbacks, disappointments, and difficult circumstances. A person's true nature is revealed not in times of ease, but in how they respond to challenges. Those who face obstacles with courage, persistence, and integrity demonstrate resilience and strength. They refuse to compromise their values for temporary gain and understand that lasting success is built on ethical choices rather than shortcuts. Through challenges, character is refined, self-discipline is strengthened, and the capacity for empathy and understanding deepens, allowing individuals to connect more meaningfully with others and navigate life with purpose and clarity. The influence of character extends beyond personal growth and touches the lives of everyone around us. A person who acts with honesty, respect, and kindness inspires trust, strengthens relationships, and positively impacts communities. In professional settings, integrity fosters loyalty and cooperation, while in personal life, consistent ethical behavior builds strong, lasting bonds. People naturally gravitate toward those whose actions align with their principles, and this alignment creates a sense of reliability and confidence that cannot be manufactured. Conversely, the absence of character, even in those with wealth or status, undermines relationships, diminishes trust, and leaves a legacy that lacks substance. Character, therefore, is the cornerstone of meaningful influence, shaping the way individuals contribute to society and how they are remembered long after their actions are complete. Building and sustaining character requires conscious effort and self-reflection. It is not developed through occasional good deeds, but through a commitment to act consistently according to one's values, regardless of recognition or reward. Individuals must be willing to examine their behavior, acknowledge mistakes, and strive continually to align their actions with principles. This process requires humility, courage, and patience, as it involves both personal growth and the willingness to confront shortcomings. Over time, the accumulation of small, intentional acts of integrity and kindness forms the foundation of a strong character, shaping the person's true identity and guiding their interactions. Focuses on the idea that the true measure of a person is not what they possess, but the strength and integrity of their character. In a world that often prioritizes wealth, status, and outward appearances, it is easy to forget that these are temporary and external markers. What defines a person lies in their choices, their consistency, and their moral compass. Character is revealed in the moments that test patience, honesty, and courage, and it is shaped by the decisions we make when convenience or fear tempts us to compromise. Each act, whether small or significant, contributes to the foundation of one's identity, and over time, the cumulative effect of these actions determines how a person is remembered and the legacy they leave behind. Every day presents opportunities to exercise and demonstrate character. It might be a decision to speak the truth when falsehood is easier, to act kindly when ingratitude is the response, or to maintain integrity when shortcuts are available. These choices, while seemingly minor, reveal the depth of one's values and create patterns of behavior that define a person's identity. Habits formed from repeated ethical decisions gradually shape character, reinforcing the principles that guide behavior in all aspects of life. A person who consistently chooses honesty, empathy, and responsibility will naturally cultivate trust, respect, and admiration from others, establishing a reputation rooted in authenticity rather than appearances. Adversity and challenges play a crucial role in developing character. Life inevitably presents obstacles, disappointments, and moments of uncertainty. It is in these situations that a person's true nature is revealed. Facing difficulty with courage, maintaining principles in the face of temptation, and showing resilience under pressure are hallmarks of a strong character. Those who navigate hardships without compromising their values demonstrate a steadfastness that cannot be achieved through wealth or status alone. Adversity becomes a test and a teacher, refining judgment, strengthening discipline, and deepening empathy, ultimately shaping the moral fiber that defines a person's identity. Character also manifests in the way a person treats others, especially those who cannot offer them anything in return. Compassion, respect, and fairness are indicators of a grounded and ethical individual. It is easy to act virtuously toward those who can benefit us, but true character emerges in acts of kindness and fairness extended to everyone, regardless of their position or influence. Consistent ethical behavior builds trust and loyalty, fosters meaningful connections, and establishes a positive impact on communities and social networks. Conversely, the absence of integrity and empathy, even in those with material success, leads to fractured relationships, mistrust, and a lack of lasting influence. Developing character is a lifelong process that requires self-awareness, reflection, and deliberate effort. Recognizing personal flaws, learning from mistakes, and striving to align actions with principles are essential components of growth. A person committed to improving their character understands that it is not achieved overnight, but through persistence, mindfulness, and a continuous effort to act in accordance with ethical values. Every decision, every interaction, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen character, reinforcing the identity that cannot be fabricated or borrowed from others. Ultimately, character determines the quality of one's life and the legacy one leaves. External success may fade, and appearances may deceive, but the principles, integrity, and ethical choices a person upholds endure. It is through consistent moral action, empathy, and authenticity that a person's true identity is revealed, shaping not only their own life, but also influencing the world around them in meaningful and lasting ways. Highlights the profound truth that the character of a person is the cornerstone of their true identity and the lasting impact they leave on the world. While society often emphasizes achievements, titles, and material success, these are transient and superficial markers that fade with time. True identity is defined by consistency, integrity, and the moral choices one makes throughout life. Every action, whether public or private, contributes to the shaping of character, and each decision reflects the values, principles, and beliefs that a person holds. Character is the invisible yet powerful force that guides behavior, influences relationships, and determines how a person is remembered. Life presents countless opportunities to test character, and it is in these moments that authenticity is revealed. A person may face situations where dishonesty or self-interest could offer temporary gain, yet choosing honesty, fairness, or compassion demonstrates strength of character. Similarly, acting with kindness and patience when provoked, showing empathy to those in need, and keeping promises even when inconvenient are reflections of a grounded and principled individual. These choices, while often unnoticed by others, accumulate over time to form the foundation of a person's identity. True character is revealed in consistency, acting ethically not only when it is convenient, but also when it is difficult, when no one is watching, and when there is no immediate reward. Challenges and adversity play a central role in shaping character. Life is filled with trials, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty, and it is during these times that one's inner strength is truly tested. Responding to difficulties with resilience, maintaining integrity under pressure, and persevering despite obstacles are hallmarks of strong character. The way a person confronts failure, learns from mistakes, and adapts without compromising values reflects the depth of their moral foundation. Adversity acts as both a mirror and a teacher, revealing weaknesses, strengthening resolve, and providing opportunities to cultivate patience, humility, and perseverance. Over time, the cumulative effect of navigating life's challenges ethically and responsibly builds a character that is both admirable and enduring. Character also manifests in the way a person interacts with others. Treating everyone with respect, regardless of their status or ability to reciprocate, demonstrates ethical grounding and empathy. Acts of kindness, fairness, and generosity, even when unnoticed, contribute to a legacy of trust and reliability. Similarly, maintaining honesty in communication, fulfilling commitments, and acting with accountability reinforces the perception of integrity. People naturally gravitate toward those whose actions consistently align with their principles, creating meaningful connections and fostering an environment of mutual respect. In contrast, the absence of character, even in those with wealth or influence, undermines relationships, erodes trust, and diminishes long-term impact. Developing and sustaining character is an ongoing journey rather than a final destination. It requires self-reflection, awareness of personal flaws, and the courage to grow continuously. Every decision and action presents an opportunity to reinforce values and strengthen ethical habits. Learning from past experiences, practicing humility, and striving to act in alignment with principles contribute to a resilient and authentic identity. Character is cultivated not through words alone, but through repeated demonstration of integrity, kindness, responsibility, and courage. Each act reinforces the moral framework that guides decisions, shapes interactions, and defines a person's essence. Ultimately, character is the measure of a person's life. While material success, recognition, and status may be temporary, the principles one upholds, the ethical choices made, and the consistency of one's behavior endure. A person with strong character leaves an indelible impression on others, shaping communities and inspiring future generations. It is through consistent demonstration of integrity, empathy, and responsibility that a person's true identity emerges, creating a legacy that transcends time and circumstance.